Here in Cappadocia, across a mountain valley, I am going to create 12 land art sculptures about time and space. These works will connect with the people of this land and their rich heritage, some of it long forgotten. I will use symbols from their past, and together we'll leave a message for those who come, to be shared from the ground and viewed from the sky.
Cappadocia is known for its breathtaking volcanic landscape and its complex networks of tunnels, underground cities and churches. This area has hosted Assyrian and Hittite communities, as well as Byzantine, Seljuk and Ottoman civilizations. Andrew is here on an enormous mission. His goal today is to find the perfect location for what will become the largest collection of land art in the world. Here, near Gorome, in the Karadag Valley, he will create 12 massive sculptures that will stretch over more than 2.5 kilometers of valley surface. They will be sculptures that communicate the mythology and culture of the past, using inscribed virtues and universal mathematical concepts. Using hundreds of tons of local rocks, 1,000 local stonemasons and other workers, Andrew will take over 3 years to create 12 structures or drawings on the earth. The symbols have been chosen in collaboration with community elders and are easily recognized by locals representing an important aspect of the region's heritage.
This is a half man and half bird. This comes from one of your ancient buildings not very far from here.
Legend has it that the siren, whose beautiful songs could lure sailors to their death, had the head of a human and the body of a bird. Siren will be built using the dry stone method of construction, a centuries-old technique that uses stones without mortar. Workers from different ethnic groups share meals and celebrations together.
And it is actually a meeting point where East meets West and people blend into a melting pot that has become Turkey.
The other sculptures are now starting to take shape. The double-bodied lion, known as Strength. Sustenance, representing the tree of life. And Grind, derived from an ancient millstone that belonged to the village of Gorome.
This work, Time and Space, from which the series is named, is a sequence of 6-metre-high basalt columns. These columns are laid out around the circumference of an ellipse, like the paths of the planets as they circle the sun. It's inspired by the mathematics of Fibonacci and the interconnectedness of humanity.
To celebrate, Andrew takes a bold and exciting step. He invites the Borazan Istanbul Philharmonic Orchestra to do something they've never done before. Conducted by Sasha Gutzor, they perform outdoors in this remote mountain valley, surrounded by the columns of time and space. The structure, predicting the past, may appear simple by comparison to other sculptures, but the logistics of cutting, transporting and installing basalt columns of this size are incredibly complex, and it's a challenge to install them without breaking.
Okay. I see this sculpture, predicting the past, as an arch about memory. At the northernmost end of the sculpture park, I've placed 8 columns to act as symbolic sentinels of responsibility for generations to come, watching out over the land.
The next day, work starts on a giant arch, 4.5 stories high, part of the sculpture called Listen.
These columns are wonderful structures. The tallest ones we're erecting are 15.5 metres tall. That's the height of a 4-storey building. They're the largest basalt columns that I know about.
The arch leads to an amphitheatre. And both the arch and the amphitheatre, known as Listen, now combine in these contemporary ruins to create an imposing structure that resonates with the others. A Day on Earth is the last sculpture to be finished. A series of 12 9-metre-high basalt columns will be engraved with 22 virtues, representing the aspirations of mankind for a life of decency and tranquility. The colonnade ends at a structure called the Altar of Contemplation, which, like the amphitheatre in Listen, has also been carved out of a rocky outcrop. In the future, some will come and walk through the forms, absorbing the words and their meanings, while others will see the work from the sky, absorbing the intention behind those words.
This structure, titled A Day on Earth, is a reflection of all these elements. Although it's visually imposing, is a gentle invitation for a dialogue on what's important to humanity.